Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite SMGs as of right now, the GKS, as well as giving a class setup for this weapon and talking about the SMGs in general, because I really think that in general overall, the SMGs are a lot weaker than the ARs and can't really match up. But then again, there's maps like this, and this is pretty much an SMG map where you can absolutely stun and do amazing things with the GKS or something else on the SMG category. Gonna be talking about that today. If you guys could drop a like, let's go for 1,500 likes. That'd be absolutely amazing. Smash that like button, then I will have another upload probably late tonight. It might be a bit too late for some of you guys. You might have to watch it in the morning depending on what time zone you guys are at, but I will have another video out later tonight. If you guys can smack that like button, let's go for 1,500. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel and not already subscribed, and let's talk about the GKS. Now, this is a submachine gun that has really good range, pretty much no recoil, and it's kind of like a SMG version of the ICR or the Vapor. Now, SMGs, yes, they are very underpowered as of right now, but I find that this is a sturdy SMG, and much like the MX-9, this is one that in certain situations can even outplay the ARs or match up. Overall, do I think SMGs are better than ARs? No, it's not even close, but on a map like this, you can do some absolute work, especially based off of a couple of the strengths the SMGs have. Obviously, fire rate is usually going to be better than the ARs, as well as different things like, you know, you're going to have a little bit better hip fire. Overall, I think hip fire is really bad in this game, though, but let's talk about it. Now, is the GKS, I think it is one of the top SMGs, but once again, I would probably only use this gun on maps where it's going to be like slums, if you're playing, you know, the angles, close quarters. A map like this, you know, this is made for close quarters. However, there even is a alleged glitch going around, and I heard about this glitch from Relia on Relia from Reddit, and he basically says that there's a glitch, and I haven't done the official testing myself, but this happens a lot in Call of Duty, and basically what he's saying with this glitch is that long barrel is already built in on this gun, and that if you run long barrel, it does nothing because it is already built in. Now, I haven't tested it out myself, but he does have a video testing it out, and it seems to be legit. You know, Black Ops, not even Black Ops, Call of Duty always has these little glitches or mess ups when they first release a game, so that seems realistic, and that definitely feels why this gun has really good range for an SMG. It absolutely melts. They're saying that basically the GKS has a longer range before damage drop than the Rampart and the Maddox, which is absolutely crazy. Probably will be fixed on this weapon, but that's one of the things that makes this gun so damn strong as of right now. Now, as far as an actual class setup, the class setup that I run with this thing is super duper strong. I, of course, spend time leveling up the gun, taking my time testing out different things, and the class setup I'm going to give you is a little bit different than the one I'm using in this gameplay, because this is a gameplay when I was unlocking it, and let's talk about it. Now, first of all, I've already talked about this weapon. Let's talk about the class setup a little bit, and let's talk about the attachments. So, as far as attachments on this gun, I do run with 3 attachments, and basically what those attachments are that I rock is I rock Grip 1, basically because this gun, like I said, this is the SMG version of the ICR, and like I'll say about the ICR, it doesn't have much recoil, but the reason I'm running Grip 1 is to get to Grip 2, and of course what Grip 2 does is it reduces your recoil again, basically double when you're aimed down sights, which essentially makes this thing have absolutely no recoil, and then it allows you to have less flinch when aimed down sight, so adds like a toughness, which is even more important on this gun than the ICR, because with an SMG, you're going to be taking more one-on-one gunfights, more strafing gunfights, and gunfights where you're going to need toughness a little bit more. Reminds me a little bit of BO2 running around with the Vector, running around with the MSMC or something like that, and that's why I think Grip 2 is absolutely so damn good. Now, as far as my third attachment, well, I do run a red dot on this gun as well. Pretty self-explanatory. The iron sights, or the default sights on this gun, are absolutely horrible. They're really bad on a lot of guns, but this one is one that I wouldn't even consider using the iron sight. Like the MX-9, sure, I could use it. The SOG, I could use it. With this thing, I wouldn't even consider it because these sights are just so damn bad, and that's why I like to run a reflex sight. But as far as my third attachment, I wasn't sure what to run. I was testing out extended mags, like you see in this gameplay, which gives me 56 bullets, which is insane, but this gun doesn't really have a fast fire rate anyway, so you don't really need extended mags. It's not like the Spitfire where you need extended and fast to reload every single second, and it does come with, I believe, 38 bullets off the spawn anyway. If you run extended mags, that gives you up to 56, but I was like, you know what, I swapped out extended mags, and as my third attachment, I go with quick draw, and I realized that quick draw really is that thing that will put it above those other guns, and especially especially at close ranges. Getting that first shot off can be huge, because a lot of gunfights I realize that are 50-50 at range and you're spraying this gun, if they have a strong AR, it's going to just straight up out damage you, because the damage output on this thing is a little bit weak. You know, it's good overall. It has no recoil, but the damage output is a little bit weak, and that's why I'm using grip 1, grip 2, quick draw, basically every advantage I can get to try to win the gunfights. Now, the operator mod on this weapon, which I'll talk about a little bit, is it turns this gun into a 4-round burst weapon, which can be very good. However, this is how I really see it. You know, it can increase the damage output by running the operation mod, but it definitely does change the weapon and the playstyle completely around. And as far as myself, I've never really been a fan of SMG's burst fire. I mean, like I said, this game does remind me of BO2, and that of course reminds me of the Chickum CQB, which was a burst. I don't remember if that was a 3-round burst, a 2-round burst, or 4-round, whatever the Chickum was. Someone let me know down in the comment section down below. That was an okay SMG from BO2, but I'm always someone that burst weapons are dope. I love the FAMAS, I love the M16, but if you're going to be up close and personal with someone, I think it's more of having an automatic weapon. I think that's really the point of having an SMG, and that's why I like to run this thing with, you know, just straight up automatic, and that's why I run those as my attachments. I just thought I would talk about the operator mod because I know a lot of people will, you know, want to talk about that, and it can be something fun to use because it can basically turn this weapon into, you know, a BO4 version of the Chickum. You can sort of have your own little burst SMG party with that. Now, as far as the attachments go on this clothes, first of all, acoustic sensor. Yes, I am running acoustic sensor once again. Stim shot can be very good on SMGs, and you'll see it in some of my SMG class ups when I get more in depth into them coming up in the future. But this SMG isn't one where you want to play right up beside them like the Cordite or something like that, or the SOG. So that's why I run with acoustic sensor. Especially on this map, it can be so helpful. The only problem I noticed with it, and maybe you guys have the solution to this, is that I don't think acoustic sensor, you can tell which level they're on. And this map has a lot of different stories. Like, it's basically 2 stories, the whole thing. They're either on the upper level or the lower level for the most part of this map. And that's one thing that I find kind of troubling with acoustic sensor. So what I try to do is pick them up on the acoustic sensor and then use my ears to hear the rest of it, of course with dead silence as my perk 3. I do think acoustic sensor still is important. It can go kind of crazy on this map, so just use acoustic sensor to know there's an enemy that way, and then use your ears with dead silence and of course the extended sound from the acoustic to hear the enemies. As far as my other perks, perk 1 I'm rocking with a tac mask, because tac mask counters just a lot of BS in this game like I've talked about before. And then perk 2 I'm running something a little bit different, which I think is great for SMGs, which is Gung Ho. And Gung Ho is really getting good paired with quick draw, and I'll show the whole class setup probably up on the screen. But the reason I like quick draw and Gung Ho is, if you guys have ever seen my Black Ops 3 videos, fast hands and quick draw was a combo that I talked about in that game, and it's basically the same thing, because Gung Ho allows you to fire your weapon and use equipment while sprinting. Sure, that's kind of cool. I probably don't use that too much, but then it allows me to recover from sprint faster and move at full speed while reloading, which is great for 2 things. Recover from sprint faster when you're coming out of a sprint, which is going to be a lot of gunfights. Quick draw or Gung Ho will get your gun up faster. Quick draw will get your sights up faster, and all in all will get you to killing the enemy faster because of that. And that's one thing I really like about Gung Ho. The other thing, move at full speed while reloading can be great, like I talk about on other class subs where I like lightweight to be able to run away and get out of tight situations. This works just as good, because a lot of times, like I said, paired with not running extended mags on this class, so I only have 38 with the actual class stuff I'm giving you guys, that will allow me to reload and run away at full speed and sort of get out of tight situations, which I don't think you should be in too much, because this gun does have 38 bullets off the default and a pretty average fire rate, probably slow fire rate for an SMG. So that's one thing I don't think you'll be getting in trouble with that too much, but if you do, there is a solution to it. I think this class step really puts together very, very well how you want to play a playstyle on a map like this, and how an SMG is sort of, you know, a standard SMG. And like I said, how the MX9 remind me of the Cuda a little bit, this one does as well. Reminds me a bit of the Cuda, or possibly even the Razorback. I see a lot of people drawing comparisons to with this gun, not based off looks, but basically based off performance. Maybe a bit off the wonky iron sight. Well, the Razorback sight was probably a little bit better. But in this gameplay, I was able to pull off a nice KD and a nice score, basically playing patrolling with this gun. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys could smack a like on this thing, 1,500 likes would be absolutely amazing. Like I say, I've got more tips videos coming up, more news videos coming up, and more class setups. Trying to pump out all the class setups and you know, keep you guys up to date. You will see a couple different things and big differences between my ARs and SMG setups, like you see with this one with Gung gung-ho with running a little bit different quick draw as far as the attachments. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Have a great night. That's about it. I'm out. Peace.